and we have one more topic to go, and this is also equally important. 5 minutes each. General Rajiv, we start with you. The significance of the EU-India treaty. It has not been signed yet, but it's well on its way to being signed. Sir, your thoughts on that, and then General Dushyant and General Ravishankar ji, and then we will wrap this up. Over to you, sir.
It all begins with on September 4th. The dates are important here. September 4th, the European Council President, Antonio Costa, the European Commission President, Commission is below the Council, Ursula von der Leyen, have almost a 45 minutes to an hour chat with PM Modi and his team. Now, the Council is very important because the Council provides the geo-economic, geopolitical and geostrategic direction. It's the first time ever I have heard of a Council President talking to a head of state. It means Ursula von der Leyen has been given that twist in the year and made to sit and do the deal with India. 3-4 things were spoken about. One was the deal, and they compared it with the EFTA and the UK deal. So India has said the deal will be ready by end October, November. Second was the EU summit. India has invited the Council and the Commission to come to India in February, where the Indo-EU summit will take place. So if they are coming, means India is confident that if they follow the correct path for the deal will be signed in February, sealed and dusted. Number 3 was the IMACH. They're very keen to actualize the IMACH. And number 4 was wanting India, the good offices of India, to sort out the Ukraine war, for which the PM had said that the next time you hold talks, please hold it in India. And promptly in the evening, Zelensky makes a tweet that is ready to talk to Putin anywhere. Nothing about preconditions. Ready to talk to Putin anywhere. These happen, and the first pro-India tweet from Trump comes on 5th morning. That's why I said dates are important. See, the moment EU goes away from him, he loses his hold on Europe. He loses anything what he thinks that he can hold India to ransom if EU doesn't support him. That's why he was after EU to put tariffs on
Additional
India.
Tariffs. Yeah.
Additional tariffs on India. Now India and EU have a trade deal. Now suddenly everything backflips, and you had the person come here, the negotiator, I'm forgetting his name, Bernard something. He came one day, talk, and he is gone. Now comes the chatter that the US is ready to remove the additional 25% tariff, and max both countries will have across each other. There is no talk of agriculture, dairy and other things, energy or defense deals. All other tariffs are likely to be in the range of 10 to 15% only. And he is in a hurry to get the deal done before the EU. Because if the EU is done, then he is on a back foot when he is going to deal with you. And that is the reason I think after everything has happened, that what she had spoken earlier, she makes a video and links it to a tweet and takes it out today. Today. That means just a day or two after the US delegation has gone back, she takes out this tweet that we are doing this. All this has a meaning. They both are desperate to do the deal with you. And that is when this happens, obviously China is up a gum tree. He was wanting to wean away EU towards him. No, and he was wanting to wean you away. Now if both EU and US are ready to do the deal with you, he's on the back foot. So yes, TCP is sweating a lot. And if this happens, then writing is on the wall for Xi Jinping. That's all I think.
मेरा दोस्त है यार. Xi Jinping is my दोस्त यार. You shouldn't go. वो तो बिगाड़ रहा है कहीं ना.
आप चिंता मत करो सर, कोई नया दोस्त आता है तो वहां पे
जंग जिया आ जाएगा.
कोई भी आ जाएगा.
So one request before I go next to General Dushyant Singh, viewers, this program is Pakistan's worst nightmare. And the only thing we can do to combat that is, wherever you are watching, please like this video. I love the fact that there are so many of us watching even after an hour, and we still have a few more minutes to go. I love the fact that so many of us are watching. Please like, because the like should match the number of people viewing. I don't see that even close. May I request all of you to like this video? And now let's go to General Dushyant Singh. Sarji, my head is in a bit of a spin right now. So I am also again reminded, Bollywood is so helpful in these things. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. Now, I don't know which Dilwala is going to take the Dulhan, which appears to be India. Your thoughts, sir?
No. India is not the Dulhan. India is the Dilwala. और दो दुल्हन लेके जाएगा, EU and US.
India is like the guy who is watching from outside the circus going on, and finally it will pick up the rewards, right? So that is the way it is. और चाहे आप उसको बोलिए दुल्हनिया लेके जाएगा, तो इंडिया में ही था ना, तो दुल्हनिया तो पृथ्वीराज चौहान ही लेके गया था. वो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट मैटर. बाद में कुछ हो गया.
संयुक्ता.
I want to go beyond what General Rajiv Narayan has said. One thing which has been proved about India's diplomacy: don't be in a hurry. Nothing is permanent in international relations. Nothing is permanent in negotiations. We within the country, people were getting hyped up. EU against us, US against us, China is the only option. What he found was for Maldives or so many other examples. I think this is also playing out like that. The trade deal is also playing out like this because we were persisting with the FTAs of the UK, FTA of Oman, FTA of Saudi Arabia. There are so many FTAs which we were actually GCC, FTA with GCC. And I was seeing the ranking, including Canada. It's not off the talks
Radar yet.
Amongst it's not off the radar. The ratings are very high, very, very high as far as EU is concerned, as per the experts who are there and what they have made out of it. So that very, very high has kicked in. I was reading a statement a few days back by somebody in the paper which said that if we sign the EU FTA, America will have no choice but to sign the FTA with us at whatever conditions. And that is what exactly Jan Rajiv also said. So in my view, nothing is permanent. Wait and watch. Play your cards carefully. Things will turn around to you. Second thing, Russia. We have to be careful. I'm just going beyond the points which have been made. While we are doing all this, while we are doing all these agreements, etc., we must not forget that we have to keep the Russian angle very, very strongly knitted to us. So that management has to remain always perfect because, they will only talk if Russia agrees. So that Ukraine war will only resolve if Russia agrees. So Russian angle with India has to remain solid, tight. We can dispense off with the Chinese because see, we were in a deficit trade as far as the Chinese were concerned, 100 plus $1 billion. The EU is about $347 billion trade deficit. So as far as EU and India are concerned, we will benefit from each other. China can be left to a side. We can continue with the policy. What we are doing with China is we are going for sub-components and sub-parts. We are going for raw materials. We are not going for big ticket items. So therefore, there is a slight bit of change in our policy towards China. Maybe there will be some kind of a deficit still there. But I think overall, we'll be able to manage our trade deficit. As such, I believe this month, our exports have actually increased by 10%. Now that is something which is very, very, so that is something which is very, very encouraging. So I think in adversity, there is always a opportunity. And therefore, this is one good area which is emerging as an opportunity for India. And that's all. I think I think it's a very good development which is taking place. The only thing is EU has to get its act right, that after they have signed the agreement and all, everybody has to agree. So the EU has too many countries in between.
Countries are agreeing. Hungary, Greece, Italy, Cyprus, France, Germany is already in talks. So if these countries have come in, others will just flow in.
So barring these minor issues,
Yeah, we are.
Go ahead, sir.
Pardon the interruption. We are having our talks with Putin. He's visiting us in December.
Yeah, he's coming to us. So
Coming
the
to us.
only caution is we should keep the Russian angle
Of course,
uh,
I
guarded.
entirely agree with you.
Yeah.
General Ravishankar, I'd like you to close this, and then a small request to all gentlemen, stay for 5-10 minutes after General Ravishankar's talk. Then we'll just run through the questions. Many of you have paid to have your questions asked, so we want to just at least touch some.
Take your
Over
time.
to you, General Ravishankar. So,
Yeah.
thank you. So, India EU pact, IMAC is critical, and I think they want it, India wants it. Now, I see that IMAC has to go through Saudi Arabia, which has now gone and made a pact with Pakistan. Tell me how Saudi Arabia will be looking at this whole thing.
I will come to Saudi Arabia and IMEC a little later. This EU issue is a major angle which people have to understand. You take EU as a block. The major economic actors in the globe are EU, USA, China, India. These are the four major economic blocks. That's it. There's no fifth block. The fifth you could say is Korea, South Japan, but Korea, Japan have never been never acted in concert with each other. They're always in competition with each other. So if in this two blocks get together and get into alignment, the third and the fourth block goes out. And what is happening now is that EU and USA were always hitherto together. Trump broke that. EU were very clear that it will not turn towards China and at any cost. So they had no choice to come to us. After what happened between Trump and China, where we are, we also didn't have much of a choice but to go to the EU, which I've spoken about many times. So it's not just that EU has come and Costa has turned towards India and all that what Rajiv said. Parallelly, there have been moves from major economies of the continent, that is France, Germany, Italy, all these people, Hungary, all these people have started coming towards you. And the significance is that exchanges between Giorgia Meloni and Mr. Modi. Why these are significant? This because our trade with Italy has never been high. So now they want to open that. That's the actual internal pipeline which is opening. So we have really outweighed everyone else in this EU, India, if it goes through. And I don't see why it will not go through. I've been hearing about this right for the past 3 months. By September, October, that this deal will go through. Right, irrespective of everything else. So naturally, US will fall in line. Even China will fall in line. Remember this, China also will fall in line. Now coming to IMEC. Like I told earlier also, the IMEC is going full steam ahead. Full steam ahead in between India, UAE, Oman and Saudis. There are no stoppages in that. Right? It's only that now, somewhere once this Gaza business ends, right, whatever between Israel and Gaza it ends, you have to connect Haifa and you're through to Piraeus after that. So, and people see it. That is why everyone says, I make. And you'll see this opening out without any doubt. I have no doubt. Now, that neutralizes Saudis completely. And that gives you leverage. Like I told earlier, it gives us leverage through Saudis to twist Pakistan's tail. Okay. So, I mean, all these are there. It's a new paradigm which is opening up. And like what General Dushyant said, we have to be patient in this. As of now, the roller wheel is still going around. You don't know where it's going to stop. When it stops, then you know how to play this game further. Because then the next spin will start. Right? So I think we have to be patient. One thing we are very clear, what was there earlier will not reappear back on the scene. It's going to be something completely different. And the second thing which is very clear is, today, hereafter, you are an indispensable player in this global game, or I call the new great game, or the new world order. it will not go without India. So I think we have to start thinking differently. We also have to do a mental shift to think away from Pakistan, because a lot of people are besotted with Pakistan. Pakistan is a stupid nuisance country. Okay, वो करता रहेगा यार, वो let him do what he wants with radicalism and all that. Let him do, and it will not go anywhere. And even let me spend 1 minute on Pakistan, if you don't mind. You look at Pakistan, what's happening at this point of time, as of today. The number of people who have died in Pakistan through terrorist incidents or related violence has been the highest in their history so far, or almost reaching there, and still there are 3 months left. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan are out of control. There are floods. He can't handle the floods. You forget about his having nukes, shukes, and all that. Those nukes are stand compromised with the Saudi deal. वो करेगा क्या? वो करेगा क्या? So I think we need to start understanding this and stop ignoring him, because when you get into a different plane, you have to play a different game. And that's where I'll end today, and we'll take questions.
Thank you so much, sir. And every time I host the Three Good Generals, I learn something new, and such an information-filled webinar. You want to call it discussion. Viewers, I urge all of you, small request from all of us, just share this link, because you see so many things happening. To make sense of all this, where does India stand? Where does the world stand? Where does US stand? So all this stuff I haven't seen a single program do such an in-depth, and yet such a broad coverage of so many topics happening. My naman to all three of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Request really, my naman to all of you. It's I learned something new every day, and this is the best experience that I've had. Our viewers, I'm sure you guys can weigh in by way of comments. So we are going to take some quick questions. Some of the questions are already answered, but I'm going to rifle through them, and we're going to start with let's go to the questions now, please.